Next time we do this, we need to powder Tucker's forehead. There's a glare.
Welcome to the Guys Review, where we review media, products, and experiences.
Is it hard to read in the dark?
A little bit. Trying to see if I can adjust the sound a little bit more down. There we go. That's better.
Let's do take two.
It sounded like a robot there for a second.
No, that's all right. We'll go with it. It's the first time using this new soundboard, so trying to figure out how it works. I've only got 3 I can use though. It's in trial mode, so we'll go with that for now.
Well,
so my name is Steven. What?
You're sounding like the robot voice from Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of broke up there in the middle of it.
Yeah, sorry. Well, Trey started talking. So my name is Steven. I'm one of your 4 co-hosts. Together today we have Trey, Daniel, Tucker. Say hello, guys.
Hey.
I had it.
How's it going?
All right. So we are finally getting into doing balls deep. This is Trey's pick.
That's not quite what it was. It was
Trey,
balls out.
Trey wishes he was
balls
balls deep.
Yeah, it's not hard to go balls deep when you only got a 1-inch pack.
Are you speaking from experience?
Just from what you told me, Tucker.
It's not the 3.5 inches you got to worry about. It's the 280 pounds behind it.
Trey's
Trey?
motto.
That's right.
You don't come when I come, you better come when I come back.
A 1-inch nail going 90 miles an hour still does some damage.
Trey's motto. They may not call me big, but they call me back.
That was never my motto. I was more of a one and done kind of guy.
Because they never called you back.
Yeah, one and done.
Well, before we get into the movie, let's talk a little bit about our weeks. Daniel, since you're showing up again, I appreciate that. How was your week, bud?
Yeah, same as normal. Work, and a little bit of play. Did a bunch of brewery hopping yesterday in St. Pete,
Nice.
And I'm sucking on one of them I brought home in a growler. It's Tiffany's Melons. So,
what is it?
It's a melon wheat ale.
Melon wheat ale.
It's a really smooth but a really strong melon flavor. It's not bad.
I'm not a big melon fan, and I don't know. I don't know if I'd like it in a beer.
Yeah, it's a good hot weather beer.
Yeah,
because it's kind of refreshing in that sense. But
I think just about any beer is a good hot weather beer.
I will challenge that with a stout or a porter is not a hot weather beer.
It's really
okay,
not.
I'll give you that.
That's a winter
I'll give
beer.
you that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward this weekend. Actually, sister and brother-in-law are coming up, so I'll have somebody to go do some brewery hopping with. So, Trey, how was your week, bud?
It's good. I got a bump on my testicles.
Is it a flea bite or?
I don't know. It's like a blood blister kind of thing.
You got to stop jacking off so much.
Seriously, you use some lube or something.
It'll be all right.
Chafing's a bitch.
Yeah, it is.
How did you get a blood blister on your balls?
I don't know. How did Tucker end up rooming with his uncle all through his childhood? I don't know.
I love watching the soul leave his eyeballs. Well, okay. Anything else besides the blood blister on your balls?
No, that's it.
All right. My week was pretty good, I guess. Just work, training. I'm leaving this week. We're going to Nashville tomorrow. Me and a coworker driving there tomorrow. So, actually, I need to show you all the truck. They got me I got a big ass Dodge Ram. It's pretty nice, actually. It's the limited edition. So that'll be fun. And yesterday was kind of a shitty day though. So yesterday, Abby and I, we went down the French Broad River here, which is just, it's a river. They put you in an inner tube and you just float down. It was a lot of fun until we got caught in the middle of a thunderstorm. And that sucked because there was like lightning and shit. So I ended up putting Abby in my lap and I took her tube and put it on top of us so we at least weren't getting rained on. And then when I got home last night, I found out that Pepper, my oldest dog, passed away. So that sucked. And kind of dealing with all that and dealing with that today. Had to take her to a local mortuary. She's going to be cremated. So, but yeah, other than that, yeah, kind of, work, life, that sort of thing. Tucker, have fun following that.
Yeah, all I did this week was work and go to the lake. Went off the rope swing yesterday at Goat Island and fucked up my shoulder yet again. So,
Steven, I feel like when Talker tucks, this is where you need Red Foreman of just going, you dumbass.
Dumbass.
but the good news is that little ass pine tree at Goat Island held my big ass up. So there's that.
It's impressive.
Right.
Well, hopefully, maybe Chris will join us. I don't know. We'll see. But, unfortunately, right now, we'll just keep moving on. We don't have any fan mail, and I don't have the thing on that I can play the fan mail, so we'll just pass on that. If you do want to join us in the Twitter, I know, right? If you do want to join us in the Twitter DM group, you can make fun of us in real time. Just go to our Twitter page is at @the_guys_review. Like the tweet at the top of the page, I'll throw you in the group. But we'll just keep moving forward to Balls Out, Gary the Tennis Coach. Directed by Danny Leiner, Leiner, most well known for directing stoner comedy Dudes, Where's My Car, and Harold and Kumar. Starring Seann William Scott, Randy Quaid, Brando Eaton, Emily Wallace, 80 Miles, and Lenore Valeria. Released on January 13th, 2009 on a budget of $15 million, which is $20.7 million today. There was no box office info because this was a terrible movie and released directly to video. Good choice, Trey.
It's a guilty pleasure, sir.
It obviously is. Ratings. IMDb has it at a 5.4 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, there was no score because there were only 2 professional reviews of the movie. An audience score of only 27%. There was no results for Metacritic and Google users. Trey, what do you think?
Oh, damn it. I was going to go first.
Oh, well.
I'll go
70.
Yeah.
No, 55.
Daniel, you want to take a guess at what percentage?
32.
Tucker, you hit it on the nose, man. 55%.
Holy shit.
Means 45% of people are wrong.
That's like 5 weeks in a row, man.
He's cheating.
Yeah, he's probably looking at it before.
I didn't even I didn't even really look for a synopsis on this movie because I was struggling to get through it.
All right, there are no awards. Big surprise. First time you saw the movie, Trey?
Oh, maybe like 8 years ago.
So about the time it came out, roughly.
Give or take.
Okay. Tucker?
Well, I started it last night and I finished it today.
Good enough. Daniel, what ever seen this movie before?
No, I started it last week after we talked, and then I had to stop and restart it later in the week.
And same with me. I watched it last weekend, and never seen it before. And yeah.
Did you rewatch it for this week?
I did not. No, I didn't have time. I mean, we're already 2 hours behind normal, then just because I've had a bunch of shit going on, so I didn't have time this weekend to rewatch it. But Trey, you gonna do the synopsis, bud?
Oh, I don't have it. I sent it to you.
All right, hold on. And this is the best one. You're right that I found, but even it kind of skips over the whole first.
Are you
half
having a stroke?
Me?
You're like
you're cutting in and out bad.
Oh, really?
You may need to move your router to your basement.
Hold on. What did I do with that thing? Oh, wait a minute. Give me 1 sec. See if I can help.
Did you make a polka dot fort in the back?
No, that's Addie's.
Okay. And you weren't allowed?
But he's been in there.
Even better.
Is it better or worse?
That's a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, y'all sound better.
We can still hear you, which sucks, but that's better.
Okay. I just wired it up. So anyways, like I was saying, so this synopsis, it kind of skips over like the first half of the movie. Because it literally starts with Lincoln West High gets to the state tennis finals.
All right.
That's like the first 2/3 of the movie. It skips over.
Here's the thing. Gary is a failed professional tennis player from the Mexican League. And then, after a misunderstanding at a donkey show, he ends up relocating to Nebraska after getting a little background on how he was raised, where he didn't get that sweet winner's jerky, playing ping pong in his skivvies with his brother.
Fair. It's really fucking weird.
There you go. You've been synopsised up to your point.
That first like intro period to him was so hard to get through watching.
It was.
It really was.
Yeah. Well, so and it also.
I mean, the only redeeming factor there was there were some boobs at the donkey show.
I just want to point out this movie is so greatly disliked that IMDb doesn't even have a plot summary.
That's what I'm saying.
And neither does Wikipedia.
Or Wikipedia.
There's nothing like on IMDb doesn't have like trivia. They don't have anything on there about it.
There's 3 pieces of trivia on IMDb.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I looked. I didn't see anything. Maybe it's because I didn't.
Here's the thing: if you watch Amazon Prime's version, like there's tons of trivia.
How so?
Because they always give you facts like on the side.
Huh. The other thing that happened early on in this movie is so he swears off tennis, and when he's at the school one day, he starts talking to Lou. Is it Lou?
Lou Tuttle.
Lou Tuttle, who was the tennis coach. And he kind of starts idolizing him, and then Lou ends up having a heart attack and dies as he becomes the assistant coach to the tennis team.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Lou didn't start talking to him until he basically stole the kid's tennis ball because they hit it over the thing, and then he like ran out there and started slamming it on the wall.
This is such a weird movie, and I don't remember a lot of it.
I don't even remember now. I don't even know how to start this thing. I'm trying to find a.
But I mean, like that's how he practiced. I mean,
Who? Go.
I mean,
what?
I feel like some of the nuanced humor is being lost on you, like playing ping pong in the basement for jerky in your underwear with your dad who's cheating for your brother.
I don't remember the dad cheating.
I remember that because that's at the very beginning of the movie, but I didn't see nuanced humor there. I saw grooming behavior.
So you recognize something from your childhood and you just like didn't like it. I get it, man. Like, trauma's a bitch.
I mean, but this movie is full of rapey, cringy scenes and grooming behavior. There's not a lot of redeeming qualities about it.
He's not wrong about that. What was that line? Just remember 15 will get you 20.
There's that.
Tell me you haven't said that in your life.
I've never said that in my life. Especially when I'm like 30 years old.
Jokingly in my early 20s, I'm sure I said something along those lines. Not as a 35-year-old man that's supposed to be a fucking teacher or coach.
Or just a
janitor. It's janitor. It's at that point, it's just creepy and rapey.
Anybody who's working around children, period.
It's just like when he told the kids, that he was making sexy fingers with the Spanish teacher.
Again, that
Steven, you're laughing at this. You can't say it's not funny to a point.
The funniness of this movie is heavily outweighed by the cringe factor. You've got that little girl, the principal's daughter, that's just that scene towards the end of the movie where she's like, fuck him in the ass and rip him over with his giant cock. I mean, that girl's like 6 years old.
Well, I mean, just going back to the first time you actually see the daughter and she comes in the office and talking about I need money for an abortion.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the baby to have AIDS because last week I had AIDS. Like,
you
could have undone every single thing that child was done in that movie, and it would have been okay.
She didn't
like,
even have
parents
to
of
be
that
there.
child should be investigated. Like, that's ridiculous to even be
She didn't
allowed
even
to
have to-
act and say those lines.
She didn't even have to be in the fucking movie because she did nothing to move the plot forward, nothing to make the movie better. Every time she walked on the screen, I'm sitting there going, "It's about to get even cringier."
Why is there a small child in this movie? There does not need to be
Right?
small children.
I mean, to me, this movie was like if Stifler smoked meth and had a baby with Ron Burgundy, and the baby came out half retarded.
Hard R, man.
I don't know if I don't know what your trivia you might have, but if you look at the only other movie that the writers for this movie did, it's not as bad, but it's got some portions in it that are kind of to that point, and I would say be the baby of that.
What is it?
The other movie is The Goods, the car sale, like the used car salesman thing with it's got a lot some of the cast from Ron Burgundy.
Really?
Yeah, but it's like a used car salesman thing, and there's
Jeremy Piven.
one of the
It's a great
guy.
movie.
Yeah, Jeremy Piven is the lead person in it.
I think we need to go back.
It's not bad, but
get you to redefine what your definition of a great movie is there, Trey, because again, the inappropriate relationship between Gary and the coach's daughter, Jenny, he's riding her around in his fucking, now this is probably a 16, 17-year-old high school student. He's riding her around in his van while he's going out and buying beer and condoms.
He's taking on a fatherly role in her life.
Okay, he's taking on a stepfather role, and that stepfather role is what you see on Pornhub. It's creepy and it's wrong, and that movie is.
That's probably more accurate of what he would be doing, because that's literally where he says the line of 15 will get you 20 is looking at her ass as she walks away.
Exactly.
Like, it's after the tennis coach has the heart attack and everything happens. Like, I started thinking maybe he's getting the condoms because like he wants to go shack up with the midget mother, like, which I thought would have been that if that was the scenario and that was what happened, that would have been 10 times more funny.
I would have been okay.
It would have, yeah. But the interactions between between Gary and the daughter was just the majority of those were just creepy and came off as groomer behavior.
The majority of the behavior that he had with even the kids on the tennis team were
when he gets the prostitute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if we made it to that part yet.
Not really,
but like
pretty close.
I don't even know if we've got a synopsis for this.
Like I said, we really don't. Because like I said, the one that Trey found that kind of summarizes the last 10, 15 minutes pretty well, it's fine, but it's just it doesn't do anything for the whole rest of the other movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a point where he's supposed to be sick or whatever, and all of a sudden he comes running out in nothing but like a jock support, Like in one way, it's like that's kind of funny that he just comes freaking running out and like starts beaming tennis balls at him to like stop being pansies about it. But the fact that he's just running around with his ass out, like, it's kind of like
it adds to the humor.
And then right before that, he pulled a thermometer out of his ass.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So look, that part of the movie, that scene was funny, and I laughed about that because seeing Seann William Scott running around beaming tennis balls at kids in a jock supporter was funny. But again, the funny parts in this movie don't outweigh the cringe factor for me.
No. Well, so the thing about it is like, yes, that was funny. That was funny in that moment about what was going on. But when you add it into all the other like inappropriate stuff that was going on during there, it's just kind of like, I don't know if it's that funny anymore. Like in the moment it was funny, but like as a whole, it's like, if they had raised the age of these kids from high school to college, I think, and left out the little girl, the principal's daughter, I think it would have been a lot different movie. College?
I think, JUCO or even freshman, sophomore at a major university. I think that changes the movie significantly, and I think that it becomes a lot more accepted at that point. Still a little creepy, but they're over 18.
Well, and like when she kisses him, he stops it, and then they kiss again, if I remember correctly. And I was like, Like I was actually okay with the first kiss, like where she likes him. I get it. She's kind of looking up
Or
to him.
she initiated it.
Yeah. But when he
Yeah.
kissed her back, that's when I was like, that's not a good.
Didn't she like basically mount onto him?
No, he was. It looked like he was.
I don't
sitting there
recall
with
if
his,
they were like.
No, he was sitting there with his legs kind of spread open on the desk, and she stands in between his legs.
Yeah.
After that,
Close enough to amount, but I mean, at that point, it's like, you know, even if she kissed him once when they're sitting there together, and then she gets in between his legs like that, like, dude, no, you need to hop up off that desk quicker than shit with that one.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing, like y'all are taking it literally. Like I'm just assuming everybody's at least 18 in this movie, and like it's good to go.
oh my,
It's gonna hold.
that's
hold
how
new,
you. That is how you wind up as a sex offender.
hold new ride.
I do this for a living. That is how you wind up as a sex offender.
Doesn't matter if you imagine that she's 18. If she's still 16, she's still 16.
I'm pretty sure in the movie like that she's 18, like in real life.
Well, in real life,
and-
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure in real life, yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, like here's the thing, like, are we not using our imaginations? Just assume that they're old enough to be there. Done.
using your imagination is imagining them to be younger in this scenario.
But
Like
in
the
every
movie is they're
state-
supposed to be younger.
But
Yeah,
every
I'm making
state
them older.
has a law against school employees engaging in relations with students, and that includes
Relations.
janitor staff. That includes the janitor staff. So he's committing a crime just by
Kissing her.
Being in that
Kissing
room
her.
alone with her.
All right,
Well,
the guy has an IQ of about 70,
True.
and we're gonna hold him to this high standard.
Of not fucking kids. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
like,
That's what I'm saying. You could have put this movie in a college setting, and it would have been better. It would have been it would have had more of like a Waterboy feel, where he's a dumb, lovable idiot with good intentions, as opposed to putting him in a high school where he comes off as being a child molester.
he still has good
Yeah,
intentions. Like his execution may be poor.
I think
Yeah.
that's an understatement.
Yeah. I would definitely say that, agree Tucker there, or even like a Joe Dirt kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Y'all say what you want, but I loved it when the foreign exchange student's sitting there taking a piss and his pants are around his ankles outside the fucking camper.
that was legitimately funny, but again, there just wasn't enough of that.
I mean,
This movie seemed like it was trying to be I don't know, like an American Pie or like a Joe Dirt or something along those veins, and it just fell short.
Just remember, like I said, the director of this movie also did Dude, Where's My Car? And Harold and Kumar.
yeah.
And the title of the movie is Balls Out, Gary the tennis coach.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't even get to see
based
the balls.
on, thank God. No, but I mean, based on the naming, the who the director was, who the writers were, and what they had also done, like just looking at it, it's like there were not high expectations for the movie. Like I was hoping
Harold and Kumar was great. The first one.
The second one wasn't bad.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but neither of them were truly bad. But it was, I wouldn't say they were inappropriate necessarily. Like they were more, stoner college humor.
Yeah.
So even to your point before about like if this was placed into a college setting, probably would have been a lot funnier and a lot more acceptable of some of the stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
Versus it's high school.
Which, actually, I'm not saying it's right, but I was more okay with him giving the kids like beer and stuff like that, and even somewhat the prostitute than I was the kiss, because I don't know if it's sexism. Maybe I feel like boys are going to do those sorts of things.
Or again, we go back to the whole "how about you not fuck kids" thing.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't trying to fuck a guy.
I think
because here's my take on this. He just seems like the kind of character. His character in this movie seems like the kind of guy that's going to wait until she graduates. Him being like 35 years old, he's going to wait until she walks across that stage and ask her out on a date.
No, because he was trying to get the Spanish teacher.
Was he though? Because that
He
seemed
ended
like
up
it
with
was.
her.
almost-
He
I
ended
mean,
up with her.
yes, but did he? because the last we knew was all they had agreed to go out was on one date.
Well,
I
no.
mean-
So they agreed to go out on a date. There was the dance thing where and then had the kiss. He lied to the team saying that he was finger sexing her, and then she
Right.
confronted him about it. And then as he was leaving, she's like, "And by the way, I like the finger sex," which was hilarious to me, and I thought was one of the few like I cracked up, and I was like, "That's awesome," because I would totally go bang the Spanish teacher.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. She was hot.
But then, even though he's well, let's just say he's falling for the Spanish teacher, then he winds up banging the stripper while getting pegged by her and her strap on. So does that
I mean,
seem
they
like
weren't in a
somebody's
committed
does that seem
relationship.
like? I don't think that's a good argument.
I mean, she's from a third world country, so like all bets are off.
She was from like Portugal.
That's what he said.
That's like a third world country.
No, they said Argentina. She's from Argentina, but he kept saying Portuguese instead of Spanish.
Well, here's the thing: Argentina is definitely like a third world country.
That depends on what part of Argentina you go to, right,
Yeah,
Steve?
No, I think all of them.
I mean, I'd stay away from the German parts.
Really, I think you would definitely go to the German parts.
No, that's definitely the part I'd stay away from because I don't endorse that sort of thing.
Oh,
And
that's
he doesn't
fair,
want to be
but-
recognized.
Yeah, but if you're going to go visit family, like you'd go to the German parts.
No, all my family is still in Germany. Not that that's much better, I guess.
Except for the ones that escaped.
No. It's just the ones that haven't been prosecuted.
Your great grandparents.
No, well, like I said,
That's where your mom gets it. That's why she kills all her husbands.
Yeah.
We've got the immigration
Steven's
papers.
great grandfather is now named Herman Rodriguez.
Oh,
We've got the immigration papers. I think they immigrated in like 1912 or something like that.
Immigration papers can be forged.
Yeah.
Wow. That was pretty awesome for them to preemptively spy like that.
Trying to help the motherland. Lord. All right. Do you want to do
Don't
this
you
last,
call it the fatherland though?
or yeah, fatherland, motherland, whatever. I guess Russia's the motherland, isn't it? Germany's the fatherland.
Yes.
All right. So here's we'll just do this last little bit then. Lincoln West High gets to the state tennis finals against South Point High, and Mike gets matched up against South Point star player Tommy Treble to determine which school.
Who he's never beaten before, by the way.
Right.
Sure.
To determine which school will walk away with the championship. Mike wins the first set and Tommy wins the second. During the 15-minute break before the final set, Mike gets another verbal beatdown from his father for playing shoddily during the second set, though that's because his legs are cramping up. And Mike finally musters up the courage to tell his father off for the first time. As the third set is underway, Mike's left knee locks up, threatening the forfeiture of the set to Tommy. As Jenny massages his knee, Gary orders Chang to get the teammates to do something to motivate Mike. So they all end up doing the tomahawk chop chant, and they get the supporters of their school to join in with them. In the midst of this, the principal's daughter, Amy, shouts out a profanity-laden speech of encouragement. The support forces Mike to dig deep within himself and mentally shut out his pain. And he then beats Tommy on to win the state title. As the team celebrates, Mike gets a handshake and a hug from his father. He also kisses Jenny. Gary then watches as an owl lands near him, and he sees that it is actually Lou's spirit owl form. He tells Lou that since he led the team to the championship glory, he doesn't know what to do next. Lou replies, while he can't tell him what to do next, he can tell him that those boys will never forget this wonderful day. He praises Gary for being a great coach and flies away, and the team then salutes Gary. Some days later, after Gary puts the championship trophy in the school's trophy case, he finally arranges a date with Norma. He then overconfidently narrates to himself that after he marries Norma, he should get a teaching degree and maybe he could turn some dead-end loser into a future U.S. president.
For George W. Bush.
Just got to get rid of a couple of DUIs.
Right.
It's so there you go, Tucker. Yeah, he did ask her out again. So
At the
they
very
were
end.
going to go out, and I mean, yeah, in the very end. But you did leave out the part there in the synopsis that as the kid was getting the leg massage,
Oh, yeah.
he did stand up and had a raging boner afterwards.
Which again,
Um,
I'm kind of with Tucker on this. And had he not been a high schooler, it would be it's a little creepy.
So I'm gonna put it like this: I only find that a little bit more acceptable because he was getting the massage from another high schooler.
That's fair.
So it's like that was the whole thing, and he didn't like praise him for having a boner or anything. He was like, put that thing away, tuck it in, like it was that kind of thing. So it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like anything super inappropriate. It was more that sexual slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
And
Which
you know,
is-
obviously you see that's where like you kind of have the that whole dynamic of the movie overall, of like going back to where she was trying to kiss on Gary, like she realizes, okay, this isn't the figure I need, and then she ends up liking and being around that kid more.
Yeah.
So, and that's why they end up kissing after he wins the match. But
Oh,
like,
boy.
yeah, so it's like you see that dynamic that comes in there, but
So Daniel, you and I were talking about this earlier. It was almost like they were kind of trying to make Seann William Scott character kind of like Matthew McConaughey's from Dazed and Confused. You know, I keep getting older, they stay the same age, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work when you're in your mid 30s and they're
But
in high
he
school.
wasn't
Yeah.
though. He wasn't though.
But he was.
the thing is that they
he
never
looked
really
like it.
say.
no,
I-
100.
Yeah, he looks like it, but they never really say it.
Because if that was the case, he would have tried to bang multiple other high school students. Like,
I'm
you know,
pretty sure she was the
McConaughey-
only like female high school student in the movie. So
Yeah, there weren't
I
a
mean,
whole lot of.
outside of the one that told her that the other coach had a heart attack, like she's pretty much the only one that's actually in the movie interacting at any point.
Did anybody
you
find
know.
it weird that he basically not stole, but forced the midget mom to give up the dead coach's dogs?
no.
That was odd. Like he basically, I don't know, I couldn't really hear it when I was watching it, but it was like I might have been getting a beer or something, but it was like it's like, can I take him or can I see him? And then he took him.
It's like
he was
he
complaining
asked.
about them knocking her over.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was complaining about him in general, like they're unruly and stuff like that, and then he takes them and they're like laying on his RV couch.
So real fast, Seann William Scott was 33 when they filmed this movie in 2009.
Okay.
But even if he was
Okay.
like 25,
His-
it's still
But
Well,
that
I
girl's
mean, that's
over 18,
he's
so like it's totally cool. And this is pre-Me
she's in
Too
high
movement.
school.
It's pre-Me
She is
Too
in high
movement.
school. It's still a fucking crime.
That girl is not in high school when they made this movie. They always get older actors to play younger characters because they look younger.
They
do.
do get
in
older
real life, but we're talking about like we're talking about these
We're talking about
talking
the
in-
movie.
in character.
in character.
Oh, so we're just gonna continue to live in like the fantasy world, like where Terminators are fucking real and shit. Like,
Yes,
go
Harry
fuck
Potter.
yourselves.
Yes, Harry Potter.
All right, magic is real. You fucking muggle.
Odd.
in character, in universe. Let's say he's 33 when he makes this movie, so he's going to be playing a character that's probably in his late 20s.
I mean, you could try to build the timeline for him. You know, all right, so he was 18, graduated high school, went to the college where he played. That he was accused of cheating for, which we find out later when he tried to do it to the kid. He was going to shave down the strings on the racket.
Mhm.
He got accused of cheating and got the crap kicked out of him by his teammates in college. So you figure even if he did 2 years of college, by that point he's 20. Doesn't really tell you how long he stayed in Mexico, but he was obviously there for a while.
Yeah.
So you figure he at least had 4 or 5 years there. So you figure he's
At
at least
least.
25. So if even in the realm of disbelief, he's at least in his late 20s.
Mid to late.
So like he's still
and going after a 17-year-old high school student. in this film.
He's resisting the 17 that's coming on to him, and he's trying to.
He
make sexy
initiated a kiss.
Fingers. He's making sexy fingers with the Spanish teacher.
Like, all right, here's what I'll put it is that is he initiating and is he trying to legitimately go for the daughter right now? No. But to Tucker's point before, the moment that girl turns 18, like when she's 17, He'd be like, "When's your 18th birthday? I'm taking you out for dinner. I'm taking you to Sizzler, baby." Like I could see him doing some shit like that. Like,
Come on, hop in the
you know,
RV. We're going to the Sizzler.
yeah,
No,
like
he's
I
gonna
could see
respect
that.
it because the
And
the state champion team captain is dating her, so he's gonna respect that. boundary.
Well, now
We
it
don't
is
know
because he's also
that.
doing finger sexy with the Spanish teacher. But like
Yeah, he's waiting for
now,
Jenny
it's
to
yeah,
turn
but-
18.
yeah. If nothing else comes on, like yeah, he'd go for that, and then he'd probably try to have a 3-way with the mom too.
I mean, she's
Well, he
pretty
did
hot.
fantasize about the mom, so it's
He-
okay.
He
I was
did
gonna say, she's a
fantasize
pretty-
about the mom.
She's a pretty hot little person.
Yep.
Trey, would you?
I mean,
Randy
are you-
Quaid likes him short, so
Steven,
Yeah.
are you speaking from experience since you've got your own little person?
It's true. I do. I like him
I
small.
mean, does it count that he has a little person because he kind of is a little person too?
well, he can't date up. I mean, no self-respecting woman's gonna date a guy under 6 feet tall.
What are you saying about Ashley then?
Oh, I mean, like no, she's not self-respecting. She does dirty
she-
stuff.
She's a midget, so she has no self-respect.
Oh God, they're not real people. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
You
Look,
know,
I
for
just-
my bachelor party, I tried to get my best man to hire a midget so I could hit him with a garbage can.
Yeah, I remember hearing that story.
I know, but it's fitting now
Well-
to reveal that again.
So something that we all completely glossed over before is that they have a son too that is a midget that's supposed to be pre-med and was being midget tossed into kegs
That's
He
true.
was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
and like showed up to the funeral with like 2 black eyes and shit.
Yeah, but he's only in the movie for maybe.
Oh yeah,
a
no,
minute,
he
2 minutes.
he literally has the midget toss scene and then the funeral scene. Like
And
that's
that's
all
it.
he's there for.
Yeah.
But
And you know, Gary is, and you see this all throughout the movie. He's so his timing for everything he does is just a little off.
hmm
yeah.
You know, and I don't think it's Seann William Scott's fault because Seann William Scott's comedic timing and even in movies like The Rundown, he's pretty spot on with his
Yeah.
comedic timing. I think that it was I really think it's just bad writing and bad scripting.
I feel like it's a combo of that, but I think they probably wanted this character to be so sporadic and stuff at times that they were probably telling him to go over the top at points, which took away from him doing his own thing.
Well,
But I mean, you also look at his IMDb right now, and it's like outside of this movie, I think the only like notable thing he actually did is like voices for Ice Age and American Reunion, and after that, like his career's kind of gone to shit since then.
I think the problem is everyone still sees him as Stifler, and I don't think he'll unfortunately, ever escape that.
He's
Yeah.
and you're right, and that's actually something that Daniel and I talked about earlier in the week. Is as good as he was in American Pie and
Yeah.
American Pie 2, you see Seann William Scott face, and that's who
It's
he's
sti-
always going to be.
Yeah, it's always going to be Stifler, which
That's-
sucks. It's not fair,
and- But it's like that with a lot of the other cast too, because
but
you
yeah,
got
Jason Biggs.
Jason Biggs. You look at him, and he's always going to be the guy that fucks an apple pie.
Though you
Hell,
got,
he's even said that in interviews. Jason Biggs has even said that in interviews.
yeah,
It's like he
Yeah.
goes in to get an interview, and it's like, oh yeah, you're the guy that fucked a pie, and he's like, I hate the fact that I'm the guy that fucked the pie.
I
Now,
mean, it's still, you know, some people will argue that American Pie has aged poorly, and it probably has. But if you view it from as it was when it was made, it's
Yeah.
still a funny fucking movie.
I'm sure it is. I hadn't seen
And-
it in forever.
I mean, it's
You know-
probably been 3 or 4 years since I've seen it, but it's
Well,
still
the thing
fun.
with that is if you watch it like in your our age and you're the age group that was in high school around that time or just out of high school, it's relevant to an extent.
Well, resonates.
Like it's an extreme. It's an extreme to it, but like you get it. If you're a high school kid now and you watch that, you're like, that's not PC.
yeah,
Like I'm not woke. I'm not this. That's it's you get that kind of crap in it too, and it's like it's just a different time. So
Yeah.
the
It's-
age groups are me.
but-
And it's the same thing is like our parents watching it would be like this is crass and this is whatever because
right.
it's
Yeah.
not their time.
Did you ever
So I
see?
mean, that's why I would say it.
Did you ever see 21? Is it 21 Jump Street or 22?
The
Jump Street?
remake,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, the
So-
remake
Chan-
and
the-
the second.
Channing Tatum.
and
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you remember
Yeah.
at the beginning of that, like when Channing Tatum goes in, he's trying to be all cool and get with the cool kids, and it ends up being what's his face? It gets like because they're not like it's not cool to be the aggressive
The
jock
jock.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
the
just,
dynamic has shifted.
the dynamic has definitely changed in high school. I assume. I mean, I hadn't been to a high
Yeah.
school in a long time, but I remember going to one. I went back to my high school for like my 10-year reunion, which was 10 years ago now. And it was weird walking those halls and seeing those kids 10 years ago. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like now.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you do realize you
Yeah.
got like a month till you turn 40, right?
If y'all come up for Labor Day, you can celebrate my birthday with me because that's my birthday weekend, September 4th.
I'm just saying.
So I would like to come back to this other thing though, because I was taking a shit.
Thank you for turning off the camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
thanks for going off the camera and muting yourself on that one.
Well, I took a picture of the remnants, so I'll show you later. But
You can send it to Steven.
we were
Don't-
talking about American Pie and how creepy it is in this movie, but it's totally okay that you see like a teenage girl's boobs from whatever third world country she's from.
But here's the thing. I'll say this about
The
that.
difference.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
the king of double standards.
Yeah,
This is
no,
bullshit.
no, you can't because that girl is obviously 18 years old. They were seniors in high school.
That girl's a senior in high school.
No, she's not. She's like 15 because she can't drive. She doesn't have a license.
No, she doesn't have a car. Like Tucker. He had to go steal like golf carts to get around in high school. You know, because he was homeschooled behind the country club.
Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would say that is definitely, and we have a fairy now. Okay. No,
Oh,
no.
we've known that. He's just confirming it.
Oh yeah, we know he's just coming out now. No, American Pie. I would agree. You know, they're seniors. Like the entire movie is about the kids having sex. Like, if you wanted to throw an inappropriate thing there, it would be Stifler's mom.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
like her sleeping with the high school kid. But again, you
Kid
know,
graduated.
all those kids are talking about being 18 and being virgins and wanting to have sex.
And graduating high school, so you know that they're
they're at that
old
age
enough.
range. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is there. Like that's probably the most inappropriate thing. And funny enough, that the actress that played Stifler's mom has admitted at this point that because of that movie, she's had sex with like over 200 different fans.
I saw that. Yeah. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. But no. So it's like that where this one, like, I would agree. Like, first of all, this girl is not, she's not Nadia. We'll just say, like,
Yeah.
you know, she's
No,
not
she
built
is
like that.
not.
She looks,
Nadia is a woman.
yeah, like this, she looks 15. Like she looks 15, 16. She does not look like she's, I don't remember if they ever say what year she was actually in or not, but she doesn't look like she's that old. None of the kids look like they're
No,
that old.
they look like they're in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for the foreign exchange student. He looks like he's in his mid 20s.
Yeah, that's true.
No shit. Let's see. Hey, somebody look up how old the girl that played Jane Tuttle was when this movie was made.
I'm trying to do that right now.
Because I'm trying to look up and see how old Nadia was when she filmed this movie. Or the girl that played Nadia, Shannon Elizabeth. She was born in 73. And American Pie came out in what, 99?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
All right.
So
So this,
she was
this girl's
she was in
32.
her
89.
she was in her this girl was
She was
born
20.
Yeah,
She was-
Okay.
she was born in
20 when they
89.
filmed the movie.
Shannon Elizabeth was 73. She was like 27 when they filmed American Pie, not 20.
No, here you're trying to live in the real world. Like you said,
I'm not
cinematic
trying to live.
universe bullshit. You said it. Those were your words.
But we also know that in American Pie, she was playing a senior, an 18-year-old
She was
senior.
18.
I just don't think this girl
Okay, if
was.
that was in Alabama, that's still illegal, right, Tucker?
Not for two kids to be banging.
I'm pretty sure Dad like got a picture of it. So Eugene Levy's hanging out in jail.
No, he's not because she's 18.
Pretty sure that she's got to be 19 in Alabama to like film a porn.
Nope.
You sure?
I'm 100% sure because I've actually had cases on this.
Okay, so how old do they have to be to film a porno in Alabama?
17, actually.
17. So I can go hire a 17-year-old right now off the street. I'm not going to jail. This is dumb.
Oh, just telling you what it is.
No,
Well,
I mean,
I don't
not
think
saying
you-
it's not dumb. He's just telling you what the law is.
I
I'm
don't
still
think you.
just saying it's dumb.
If you hire a 17-year-old, I think that's then called prostitution, and I think that's also illegal.
Not if you're filming it, then she's an actress.
Oh.
Yeah, but filming
get her a
pornography is
SAG card.
illegal. Jesus. Filming pornography is illegal in Alabama anyway, so you can't do that. Sorry,
Oh
buddy.
well, there you go.
Is it really?
Not for
So,
not
wait a
for
minute.
pay. Not for pay.
Okay, so I don't pay her. So I just tell her I'm going to pay her and then don't pay her.
So how does it? Wait a minute. I got to go back to this. So you have to be 17 years old to be able to do pornography in the state of
No,
Alabama.
you have to be 17 years old to send nude photos of yourself.
So that's not pornography then.
I mean,
Oh, it's pornography. It's not art.
it's a loose
I mean,
definition of it.
Well, if you're
the
if you're 16 years old, it's underage pornography.
Yes, if you're 16, it's child
Yeah.
pornography.
So if you're 17, it's not pornography at all.
I mean,
It's
so
17.
basically
You
what
can
I'm
send.
saying there is that you can hire her to take pictures, but you can't actually do anything with her
I can't pay her.
unless you're within whatever age range, and you can't pay her.
So she volunteers. It's all good.
Yeah.
I think you just got to lie to her. Just tell her like you'll pay her.
Jesus.
That's what they used to do on the Bang Bus.
And then
I
kick
don't
him out.
doubt that at all.
Oh my God.
Remember that? They take the money, put it, and then like while she's getting banged to the back, it's like you see the hand going in the purse and pulling the money back out.
Yeah, and then there's something gets thrown out, and she has to go get it naked in the middle of nowhere, and then drive off.
Yep.
Yep.
Ah, the old Bang Bus.
Oh God.
You know, they tried to like buy like or Bang Bros tried to buy the rights to like Miami's like basketball arena.
That would be
It's gonna be like-
hilarious.
It was gonna
Seriously?
be like
Yep.
Bang Bros.
They tried to basically sponsor it, so it would be like the Bang Bus Arena,
That would be
Bang-
hilarious.
Bang
Alright.
Bros Arena. Or
You-
something.
You ready for this, Trey? I'm going to hit you with some knowledge, buddy.
Lay it on me.
Code of Alabama, Chapter 13A-12-191, dissemination or public display of obscene matter containing a visual depiction of a person under 17 years of age involved in obscene acts. Any person who shall knowingly disseminate or display publicly any obscene matter containing a visual depiction of a person under the age of 17 years engaged in any act of sadomasochistic abuse, sexual intercourse, sexual excitement, masturbation, breast nudity, genital nudity, or other sexual conduct shall be guilty of a Class B felony. You can
Okay.
send nudie pictures at 17.
Okay.
I don't
so-
like it. I don't think you should be able to do it. However, you can legally in Alabama, and it's stupid. And
Okay.
the possession act is the 13A-12-192 is the exact same. It just changes out possession with display. 17. It is stupid as fuck, but that's what it is.
Wow.
Well, hey, Steven, put that in the title on YouTube. I bet we get like a few more actual views.
What's that?
Like
the legal code.
Yeah. It's not child pornography if they're over 17.
At least in Alabama.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. Y'all ready to do the triple Lindy and ratings and reviews?
Yeah.
Actually, let me do, hold on. First, we'll do top 5 trivia. Let's see if y'all can hear this. Hold on.
There's only 3.
Yeah, well, it's top 3 trivia. All right. Number 1, despite being released direct to DVD in the US, the film was actually shown in theaters in Iceland. Number 2, to date, the last film to feature Randy Quaid, because you know he went like fucking crazy and went to Canada. And number 3, the script was discovered by Blue Cat Screenplay Competition in 2005. going on to win the top prize. Within days, Blue Cat sent the screenplay to producer Peter Morgan to read. So its script actually won something to get produced, surprisingly. I know, I agree.
I think it's a well-written movie. I like it.
Your trivia is off, sir.
How's that?
Randy Quaid's last movie is All You Can Eat from 2018.
So I guess whenever they did this trivia,
It was prior. It's probably when it first came out. But yeah. He had a 9-year hiatus, and then he did one movie in 2018.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
I know I've seen him in something since then.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We'll do the triple N. Can y'all hear this?
The triple Lindy.
It's
right.
loud as all hell, but yeah, we can hear it.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry.
Yeah, I think next time you just need to cut that in afterwards.
All right, Daniel, do you know what you know how to do the triple Indy?
I'm assuming, I believe this is the completely unrealistic portion of the movie.
Correct.
That you find?
Yes.
All right.
Do you want to go first, or you want to let someone else go first?
I mean, outside of of him working at a school, I would say that it is. I think it's just gonna have to go with that. Just him being able to continue working at a school overall.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Trey, triple Indy.
Your college teammates will not beat you up if you cheat to help everyone win.
That's okay. Tucker?
I'm gonna go with you. A fucking janitor got hired on as an assistant coach after half a dozen people saw him bouncing a ball off a wall.
Can I point out that Tucker, with his background, looks like he's a worm? Can't unsee it, can you?
You did that to yourself there, Tucker. I can't help you. Either that, he's in the remake of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Watch out for
That's
that.
actually not a bad movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't say that one's necessarily unrealistic, considering how shitty they were as a tennis team and school.
Now, I may be wrong, but I think even to be hired on as an assistant coach, at least in Alabama, I think you have to have some sort of formal education, some sort of formal training and education.
He was a
Degree
professional
is-
tennis player.
He was a
Okay,
college tennis
great.
player too, but
Just because you're a good athlete at your particular sport doesn't mean you're a good coach.
no, it
They
doesn't.
wouldn't
But
know till they tried.
I would say it also depends on the state, because I know in Florida, for instance, like when I was in middle school and stuff, some of our teachers weren't actual teachers. They had other roles within the school, but they weren't actually like teachers. They weren't janitors, you know.
Did you
but
have a fucking janitor coach in bowling?
We'd have a bowling team, but otherwise he probably would have been
You would
teaching us
have
the bowling grip.
fucking Weber showed up and was the janitor at your school.
I mean, just because he's a good athlete doesn't mean he can teach it.
Tucker didn't
I
have
mean,
real
like
teachers
we
in
talked
high
about
school
last
either.
week. I mean, we talked about it last week. I mean, hell, Brian Van Gorder's a teacher. I mean, I'm sure he's just a janitor. He's a coach. I mean,
Now,
I don't. Yeah, well, he's a coach now, but I assume he's not a teacher.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if all coaches have to teach a class or not.
Yeah, I think it depends on the state, and I think that was even in the scene where the little girl first came in and said the ridiculous crap there when they were talking to him. It was he couldn't make him the actual head coach,
Right, because
but he
he's
could
not
stay as the assistant coach because he wasn't faculty.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think the thing is he could be the assistant coach, but he couldn't be the head coach because he wasn't faculty. And another little bit of trivia: the other guy there, him and Seann William Scott actually did another movie together as well in Role Models.
Oh, the head coach.
Yeah.
No, not Randy Quaid, but the other guy
Yeah.
that was supposed to be the head coach. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were Role Models together as well. He was one of the he was the more creepy, inappropriate guy with the chick that ran Sturdy Wings.
I've seen that movie, but it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, see, so go ahead and throw that movie on there too for another great movie that Seann William Scott's been in.
Yeah, but that movie
like
is
Role
actually
Models.
good and not inappropriate.
It's got some
No.
inappropriateness, but it's not nearly as bad as this.
Not to the level of this.
Really? Like when he was in the Minotaur suit, like he got it out of that kid's mom's closet after he fucked her.
I mean,
He's-
that's high school
that's an
banter. And
adult.
it's not.
That's an adult.
I mean, look, if I got in trouble every time I told a 15-year-old on Call of Duty that I was going to fuck his mom, I'd be in big trouble. But
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
I'm pretty sure Steven's been in some lobbies like that, even with Halo 3 when we used to
Fuck
play
yeah.
back in the day.
Hell yeah.
Like,
All right.
you get
My-
some little
my-
squeakers yelling at you.
Steven, what's your triple Indy?
My favorite insult I ever heard was when my buddy Lurch told some kid that he had pubes older than that kid is. I thought that was a good comeback. I'm gonna
nice.
get my triple Indy is gonna go that he's well now. Granted, I understand it's 2009, but I'm in today's world, him driving an RV around as his primary vehicle as well. Fuck that, no way.
How about him living in it outside of the school?
Yeah, that too.
Well,
All right.
when
You
he
know,
gets convicted, of being a sex offender, he's not going to be able to go within 2,000 feet of the school.
Yeah.
True.
I got another one there for you too. It's what guy that's been in college or something doesn't know what a donkey show is and would take the place of the girl.
Yeah, try to stop it.
That's another one.
Tucker's known since he was like 8.
I mean, whatever homeschool teaches you, I guess.
All right.
Anyway,
Ratings and reviews. Daniel will go first. And you know how we do the rating system, right?
Yeah. I when I first started watching this and I talked to Tucker about it, I was like, dude, I feel like at this point I'm gonna have to rate this a keg. Like it's not even 5 beers, it's a keg. But I would, after I rewatched it, and I did have some humor moments in it, and like I said, you at least got to see some boobs at some point that were not teenagers.
Yeah.
I'll do a 4.5.
Fair enough. Trey?
I would like to
Steven,
make
are you writing these down, by the way?
No, I thought you were. That's usually
I'd
your
like to
job.
make it known that Daniel's unofficial, so his rating really doesn't count for shit because 4.5 would skew this way the fuck off. It's a one beer movie. I love it.
Are you
It's one of my top
serious?
5. It's one of my top 5s. I can watch it over and over. I
Okay.
find it
Steven?
Man, I'm kind of in line with Daniel, man. This thing was cringy as fuck. Like it just was not well written. There was a few parts where you kind of chuckled. I'm going to give it half a beer for boobs, and I'm going to go with 4.5 as well. Tucker.
Yeah, I'm not going to go. This movie's no Double Dragon. It's not that bad, but it's close. I mean,
It is
it's
not
just
close.
it's not well written. It
won the contest.
It's genuinely not funny for the majority of it. I had to break this movie up into 3 30-minute segments just to get through it. That's how bad it was. There were a few moments where I was like, okay, that's kind of funny, chuckled a little bit, but the cringiness, the rapiness, the groomer shit of it just outweighed all of that.
Keep in mind,
I'm not-
we're not the target demographic either. Like they're shooting for younger guys.
The problem is there's
that's
no
great.
target demographic.
That's
Yeah,
great. But again, if you had increased the age range of these kids and put them in college, it would have made this movie totally different. And I would probably say, I'd probably give it 3 beers and at that. But yeah, man, this movie is just it's bad.
I don't even think,
it's
if I saw this movie when it came out 10 plus years ago, I don't think I would have liked it then.
yeah. I mean, I'm in line with Steven and Daniel, man. This thing's 4.5 beers.
Oh,
All right.
That's
brings it-
3.625.
Yep.
I can't wait to see
Which
what
is still
Chris
too
brings
high.
this because I feel like you two skewed the shit out of this.
I'd be curious to know what Chris's thoughts on this movie were as well.
I would be too, especially considering he's got a daughter that's driving.
That's true. He's got a 16-year-old or 15-year-old. Hey, Daniel, Trey, I wanted to ask you, the one that you Color Out of Space, did you ever watch that one? I wanted to get your opinion on it.
I have not yet
Okay.
watched it.
If you get a chance, because I want to know what your opinion on it is.
I will watch it after the 19th after I take that other insurance test.
Yep, understood. No worries. All righty.
Who's picking next week?
Trey picked this one,
If
so
we-
I guess that would be you. If we're going around the table.
Well, do we want to have, since he's been on 2 weeks, do we want to have Daniel pick a movie and let him get a voice in the action?
Oh fuck no.
I mean, well, we can take a vote right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got at least 2.
I'll vote for Daniel.
He has come in clutch last week and showed back up this week. So I don't know. Well, let's talk about it. We'll figure it out. I have no problem with it unless Tucker, you've got something you really want to do.
I can come up with something. Honestly, I was thinking if Daniel doesn't pick one, I want to do Rounders. But if Daniel picks one,
you don't want
I'm
to do
good
that.
with the late night.
If you don't want to do that, I have one in mind that I actually emailed y'all way back about that I would suggest doing.
Well,
So.
the thing is, like when Daniel and I were texting before the show, like he said he wanted to do the color purple.
The color.
Not-
Definitely not. No. If I was ever
No,
texting with
he
you, I
wants
probably
to-
would have told you Debbie Does Dallas, but
He wants to do Schindler's List.
Jesus.
no.
Wants to do that one, Steven.
No. In all honesty, the one that I would say is actually Mr. Brooks.
That's actually not a bad choice.
I hadn't seen that one.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
never seen it, so
It's
whatever.
Kevin Costner, Dane Cook, Demi Moore, like nice suspense.
Nice.
So
Cool. All right. Well, we'll figure that out, and we'll text you and everything, get that going. But before then, if you want to find us on the web, you can do so at theguysreview.simplecast.com. You can email us anything, and I will read it for you. theguysreviewpod@gmail.com. Instagram at theguysreviewpod. Twitter at @the_guysreview. And remember to like the tweet at the top of the page. We'll drop you the DM group. Facebook.com/theguysreviewpod. Please subscribe, rate, review us wherever you get your podcasts from. Daniel, thank you for showing up again, man. I really appreciate that.
not a problem. Anytime.
He showed up just like Tucker's uncle all the time.
More clothes.
All right. Well, y'all, thanks so much for listening. And this has been another episode of The Guys Review. See you next week.